Who wants hot takes? I got hot takes. Hot take number one, Pavel Francouz is the best goaltender on the Avalanche right now. Come at me. Avs lose to the San Jose Sharks 5-4. Hot take number two, I was at this game live, which means the Avs were guaranteed to lose. That's just a fact of life. Hot take number three, if Nikita Zadorov did a third of the things Tyson Barrie did in this game, he would be benched so hard they would name the press box after him. Just a minute into the game, Tyson Barrie takes a penalty, and boy, did he have a rough night from there. And when the Avs take a penalty in the first period, you better believe they get scored on. Nothing too fancy with this one. The Sharks just do a good job of working it around the zone, up and down both ways. They eventually get it over to Pavelski, who's cutting into the far circle right here. Pavelski's locked and loaded, and he's just going to unload an absolutely massive bomb here, and it gets over Grubauer and into the net. Hot take number four, Gabe Bourque provides no value to this team right now. He hasn't scored in 12 games, and in general, he just does not score much. But Rudo, he's good at PK. Well, no, he's not. If you look at the Avs numbers through December, clearly it's not working. So as it seems to be the same standard first period all over again for the Avs, Bednar decides to start playing the crap out of the top line and even double shifting the guys with other players as well. And this actually works. It was pretty nice. About 5 minutes later, it actually allows the Avs to respond at 5-on-5. A nice step up by Ryan Graves is going to force a turnover here that's eventually collected by Calvert. It's not a great exit pass here, but it does eventually come out to the near side to Nieto. Nieto gets it up to McKinnon, and this is where McKinnon thrives. With room in the middle of the ice, he's just going to blow past both Sharks defenders. He gets the most obvious penalty ever taken against him, which is nice. On the delayed penalty, he somehow still manages to fight through and get to this puck. All Sharks guys in deep facing McKinnon. That means no one is covering Calvert streaking into the zone. McKinnon finds him, Calvert rips one, and it hits the back of the net. Hot take number five. If the Avs didn't score on the delayed penalty there, it probably wouldn't have ended up in a goal because the Avs and first period power plays, well, they aren't buddies. It was nice to see a player that you could legitimately call a depth piece get a goal, even if it did take McKinnon on their line to get it, though. And that seemed to give the Avs some confidence through the rest of the first period, or, well, most of it. The Avs looked like the better team for large stretches from there, and actually got a good number of shots and some decent chances as well. But the Avs just couldn't not Avs it up. Cold take. Penalties are bad, and the Avs would take two right on top of each other in the waning minutes of the first. That means you're giving a 5-on-3 to the likes of Carlson, and Burns, and Pavelski, and Thornton, and Couture. Oh, that's not good. As the Sharks work the puck down low, you're actually going to see them quickly work it back out high, but this down low move has allowed Carlson and Burns both to sneak in, and they're going to basically make it all the way to the top of the circles. They will then be able to switch sides here as no one really challenges. Bourque does step up a bit, but goes for a shot block when Carlson wasn't even looking to shoot. From there, the slide across creates a ton of space here. Soderberg again stepping up on Carlson, but you can't really just forget about Burns. He's also a pretty good offensive defenseman. He rolls into one, Carlson feeds him, and it's just a missile. I mean, you can't really give up a 5-on-3 to any team, but especially this one. And as has been the case for a long time now, the Avs lose the first period again. Most of the second period was near unwatchable, but hey, the can was still loud because there were plenty of Sharks fans there. Whoopee. Hot take number 6, the Avs should probably try showing up for the start of periods. It might help. I mean, just look at this shots attempted chart from the second period. Yeah, that's not good when you just fall off a cliff like that. 4 minutes into period 2, I would like to bring you back to my hot take number 3. This is Carl Soderberg collecting a puck behind his own net, who also, by the way, had a terrible game. He couldn't catch the puck even if he had glue on his stick in this one. This time, he throws it up high out to no one and out into the neutral zone. The Sharks opt to just dump this puck in here. Tyson Barrie, clearly the first man back, clearly the first man to the puck. He just seems to forget how to handle a puck here, completely loses it, gets beat clean by Vander Kane. Kane walks around, and Barrie, thinking he hasn't done enough, decides to come around as well and perfectly screen Grubauer as Kane releases a shot up into the net. Now, I know Tyson Barrie comes with some defensive errors as just part of the package. I can accept that. But the pull puck handling thing, that's what he's supposed to be good at. And he just wasn't doing that here. And a few minutes later, we get to hot take number 7. That being that Philip Grubauer is not ready to be a starter with this team. The Sharks work the puck to the center of the ice on Donskoi's stick. Girard is going to force Donskoi to his backhand side. Through this part, Grubauer moves well, cutting down the angle, leaving Donskoi basically nothing from here. So Donskoi opts to hold onto the puck and go in behind the net. For some reason, though, as Donskoi goes behind the net, Grubauer drops into the butterfly and moves further to his right. Not sure why, but he does, and that means he's going to be late sliding back across on the wraparound attempt. In the modern NHL, wraparounds just shouldn't work. That's just the way it is. You're not supposed to score on them. Grubauer's slow getting across, combined with Sheldon Dries doing a poor job on the back door, means this puck winds up in the back of the net. Not good from Grub. But wait, it gets worse. From the overhead angle, you can see Donskoi coming around. This puck wasn't even going to go in the net. It was just going to slide through the crease. But lo and behold, Sheldon Dries' stick knocks it in towards the net and knocks into Grubauer's skate, and in the puck goes. And obviously, Dries knocking into Grubauer's pad isn't good there, but Grub is an NHL goalie. He's got to be able to hold the post on that one. Yeah, and after that, both Dries and O'Connor basically didn't see the ice for the rest of the game. The good news is that brings us to another hot take, or well, at least half a hot take, because it jumps off my first one. If the Avs started Francouz in this game, I think they win it. Instead, he comes in and ends up getting handed another loss. He has started 0 games in the NHL and yet has lost 2. Brutal. But even Francouz, who played very well I might add, can't survive hot take number 3. No, Tyson Barrie going to mess up again. Alright, to be fair, Barrie gets a big assist from Cole on giving up this goal. McKinnon works the puck back up to Cole at the point, who receives it on his backhand, gets caught flat-footed and fails to get the puck deep. That creates a turnover and leads to a 3-on-1 for the Sharks. I don't really have any problem with Barrie's defense here. It's pretty much impossible to defend a 3-on-1. He does a good job staying steady and eliminating the true cross-ice pass, forcing Couture and Pavelski to play pitch and catch here. Francouz reads off that and doesn't even think about the far side, allowing him to make a nice sliding save on the initial shot. This is where the problem comes in. Cole is going to chase Pavelski around behind towards the puck, and Barrie is just going to kind of slow and stop right in front of the crease. The problem is, oh, look at this. There's 2 Sharks over here on this side of the ice with no one covering them. And the puck is coming off the end boards. Which way? Oh, right to that guy. Francouz had to slide across, not in the net. Well, that's the easiest goal ever. What can you do? The Avs' defensive inconsistency has completely spiraled out of control at this point. You seriously have no idea what to expect from them on any given night on the back end. One night they'll give up 2 goals and look good. One night they'll give up 2 goals and look terrible. Some nights they'll look okay and give up 5. It's chaos back there. Combine that with their offense disappearing as well, and here we are down 5-1 already on a 5-game losing streak. Hot take number 9, Tyson Jost. Okay, this isn't really a hot take. He actually was pretty good tonight. In what might be the grayest of silver linings, the Avs at least scored a goal in the second period. This play starts with Jost intercepting an exit zone pass for the Sharks and then gets in deep. From there, it's just a scramble play where the Avs basically go all in on getting this puck, and they eventually do with Kerfoot out near the point. Kerfoot's just going to throw this puck in deep as Compher drives the nets. The rebound comes loose. Compher is able to pick it up here, and a sweet backhand toss just to an area, basically. Jost, reading the play well and heading towards the net, finds himself with a mile of space and a wide open net to knock this puck into. When we scored that goal, I was really frustrated about us giving up that 5th one because I knew down by 2 the Avs had a legitimate chance. And I was really sad to be right on that. Still, even with everything negative going on in this second period, that was a legitimate depth goal. Compher, Kerfoot, Jost all getting points on it. It's really not much right now, but it's something. So the Avs trail by 3 at the end of the second. Hot take number 9 for real this time. If the Avs play like they're down in the third period through the entire game, they'd win a lot of games. The Avs were pushing the play constantly, and any risks they took that didn't pan out, they were getting covered by Francouz in net. The problem is they failed to convert on a power play at the start of the third, and it just took them a little bit too long to start closing the gap. The Sharks were fully content to sit back for the first half of the third. The way you beat that is by your defense jumping up, and that's how the Avs would eventually break through. A zone entry by McKinnon gets very sloppy, but he draws basically all of the Sharks back to him, and as the puck just happens to bounce out, you have Tyson Barrie streaking in here on a pinch. He picks up the puck and finds all the Sharks down in that corner with McKinnon giving him a ton of space to walk in. He uses that space very effectively and just picks a corner with a perfect shot here. That's great. I'm very happy that Tyson scored a goal. It helps redeem him a little bit and hopefully gets his offense going again as we move forward. But that goal did not nearly make up for all of the other stuff in this game. There was a whole lot more bad than there was good. So at least the Avs didn't roll over and die. They showed some life in the third, and that actually brought them some more success. A little bit later, they draw a penalty, and while the first unit doesn't get it done, the second unit with a reinvigorated Jost does. After rimming it around the boards a few times, the Avs are starting to feel the clock a little bit, so they head it up to the point and have Sam Girard take a shot. Not generally a play I love, that when they get desperate, they have their point man take the shot on the power play, but it's what they do. And this time, at least, Girard does, 1, a good job of finding a shooting lane, and 2, waits for players to get in front. Specifically, you have Jost right here sliding across. You also have Soderberg directly in front of Jones, but Jost is the man to get into the slot, stick his stick out, get the tip on this one, and end it into the back of the net. And just like that, you have a ton of players in this game who have snapped their cold streak. Jost with 2 goals hadn't scored in a while. Calvert with a goal earlier hadn't scored in a long time as well. Sam Girard picking up the assist there. He hadn't scored since before December. So that's a lot of big off streaks that are now put to rest. The problem is, it didn't matter, because your defense flunked out. Avs had some chances in the dying minutes, but couldn't manage to get the job done, and they lose 5-4, and they deserve to lose. If we cut the hot takery here a little bit, I actually don't totally hate how the Avs lost this game. Obviously, most of that second period is totally unacceptable, but if the Avs are scoring goals, they have a chance to win games, and that's what they did here. The defense, they lost it a little bit, and it's a really unfortunate timing to come at the end of this losing streak, but at least they're scoring goals again. If they can keep that up, they will start winning very soon. Unfortunately, when you've lost 6 in a row, that doesn't matter. All that matters is winning. This losing streak has them falling so far, they're no longer in the 3rd place in the Central and now sit in a wild card spot. They cannot afford to fall any further if they want to stay in the playoffs legitimately, and the fact that they've already fallen this far makes the second half of this year very, very tough. It's time to step up, Avs. Me, and I'm sure every other Avs fan out there, is tired of waiting, and we know you're better than this. We see it all the time. We saw it in that 3rd period against the Sharks. We see it every night with the amazing plays your top line makes. We see it in the defensive plays that your defense is capable of making. You just can't do it consistently, and you have to find a way to be better. I love the feeling I get when I'm at a game and the Avs are down by 1. That feeling of maybe the Avs can do it. They can actually pull it back. I believe in this team. I believe they're very capable of making the playoffs and being a very good team and only getting better going forward. But if they don't turn it around fast, and I mean almost immediately, that belief is going to start to fade. For some, it already has. It's now or never, Avs. There's no time like the present. That is the end of this game video review. Thank you for watching. And a special thank you, as always, to all of my contributors on both PayPal and Patreon. I really do appreciate it, you guys. And if that's something you're interested in, there will be links down in the description where you can give as well if you want to see your name up here. I'm Rudo3, and I'm not all that good at this hot take thing.